We are here with Coach. Another practice under the books. Football season is slowly approaching. Just how excited are you for a new season?
I think as a program we're excited. Anytime you get around this time of year, you're interested to get out in the field and get going again. So we're happy with that we're into J3 now, which is great.
Yeah, and you guys have a scrimmage coming up next week. Just so far, I mean, early on it's always guys that weren't playing last year getting accumulated. I can't even talk. Acclimated with what you want to do, just how they taking in what you want to do.
Yeah, so I think we're making progress. Like I said, we're moving a little bit slower than we have in year past with a young team. That's the way you go. But I'll tell you, I like the momentum we have going the last couple of days. I mean, Saturday we had a really good day, and today was a pretty good day overall of teaching and getting our conditioning and stuff in, getting ready for the year.
And what benefits you have, you got a quarterback that doesn't need much transition. He got for the second half of the season. He got it going, and then you got a running back who saw a lot of time late in the season.
Right.
So you got two guys right there on those key positions.
We have some guys that that contributed a lot last year that might not have gotten noticed as much as some other players have. But I'll tell you, we have had some people step up. Our quarterback last year, who came in the last 4 or 5 games of the year and really got better each week and led us to a Super Bowl. And with that said, we between Ernie and Joel, they had a great year last year as well. So we're looking forward to it, seeing what they can do. But they've had a couple good days here, so we're excited.
Definitely. And when you come off a Super Bowl and you lose a lot of the players that you lost, some of those other guys that kind of watched and saw how things were done and how you guys were able to get to that point. Do you think they kind of understood like what they need to do as like watching from the sidelines because they,
Sure. Well, I think they saw as a competitiveness of that group. That was a special group, and if they could be half as competitive as those players were last year, we're going to have a great year because those kids were very competitive. They knew what they were doing. They set a goal and they reached the goal, and they worked hard at the goal. Yeah. Now, with that said, you bring a new group of players in. We got to reassess our goals day by day and see where we're at, and then keep trying to improve every week. Like our first pop quiz is Saturday up in North Quincy, and that will be where our starting point to where we're at after you break down how that game goes.
Yeah, and football season is such a long season, and there was at one point the injury bug just hit your team.
Yes.
But what happened was there was an opportunity for other players to come in and step up, and those players did that. And you think that will help them leading into the season because they got in that position last year?
We later in the year we did have some nagging injuries, and we were fortunate to have some guys come in and play some key roles that didn't get a lot of time early in the year, and really helped us get to where we had to get to. So we're fortunate that we have them back, and like I said, I got a good group. There's a great tradition in the school as a whole, and they're going to uphold that tradition.
Yeah, definitely. In your years coaching here, coming off, you had deep playoff runs, and then you captured it all last year. Like, what have you kind of learned about yourself and about your staff these last couple of years that's been helping the program?
So I think the key point, since I've been here, was 2 years ago's game when we lost in the semifinals. I think late. I think that really hurt us in the way that got us motivated to get back last year. And the kids put that on. Like I said, as soon as they got off the bus, they were ready to go. And I think the players we have now that actually saw that and what they had to do to get there was important. But as far as our coaching staff, we take a look at what we have every year and try to reassess and what we're doing and what's good, what's bad. And like I said, we're going to have a great starting point come Saturday.
Do you kind of see what is right now the strength of your team? Do you kind of see the areas your team is strong at this point right now in these 3 days?
I think we're fortunate to have some offensive and defensive linemen back that played key roles last year, and I think we have some young ones that's really stepped up so far in the off season and now during camp. And I think our quarterback spot and our receiver spots are pretty solid. So we're excited about that.
How much does that make your life easier as a coach, knowing because transitions happen, but that quarterback position is such a key position for every school, but how much easier does it make your life that you don't have to, there's not a big transition
right,
for
it's not a huge teaching learning curve starting off, coming in the first couple of days, knowing what's going on. And actually both our quarterbacks have come in nice knowing what's going on and what we're looking for and how we want to kind of manage a game and manage a practice.
Yeah. Once again, you're kicking off the season with Kipp Academy. I talked to Coach Rabbit earlier, and he was just talking about how it's pretty cool that the two schools right around the block each other, that you guys can get together again.
Yeah, I
and
think it's
bring the city together to
one
watch
of
a
the
game like
great
that.
things we do here since last year. I think being right across the street, being a school like Kipp has so much success in their program, getting to the Super Bowl last year, fairly new program. Coach Rabbit, he does a great job with those guys, and I think it's something special for the city. I think we'd like to keep doing it over the years, and I think build a tradition, and it's a good thing, and I know they're going to be real tough this year. I think they do a nice job, and I think they're very skilled, and it should be a fun night that night.
Yeah, and also that weekend is also a great weekend because all 5 Lynn teams are playing at home that weekend, which is pretty interesting because I don't think we have ever had a weekend like that where everyone is at home.
Yeah, that's great. It's great. As I said, it's great for the city, and and all the teams, you see them down here at Manning, and they're working hard during their camp as well. So it should be a fun year.
Yeah, the schedule. The schedule is not. It's a pretty tough schedule, but that's kind of what helps during the end of the season when you have those tough games on that schedule. That helps.
The format that they have now for playoffs and in the state tournament and stuff. I think it's key that you load your schedule with good quality programs that are going to get the wins during the year and make you better as you go along. And we start off with 4 of the top programs the last couple of years right out of the chute, which I think is going to be a big test for us. And like I said, we're going to set some goals and try to make those goals and take them 1 week at a time. Yeah,
definitely. Is there a particular player or players that you think were, they didn't get that much time on the field due to the talent that you guys have, the guys playing ahead of them? Is there certain players that you feel like this year, if they have the right mindset and they put in the work, they will have a very productive season for you?
Sure, like Aleph Potter is a perfect example of that. He's going to be a senior this year. He played a little bit of defense for us last year. He was a backup quarterback. And he did a nice job when we needed him last year. This year, we're counting a lot of him as a senior who's been around. Also Maxwell Parent, young player, played a little bit, especially later in the year. Had a couple of big games for us down the stretch, so we were happy with his performance coming back. And then, the other thing up front, Adrian Lule, he's junior guard, and Chris Marks, senior tackle. They had outstanding years up front last year, and they've been working and getting better each week. So we're looking forward to see them perform this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking forward to this season. It's only a couple weeks away, but September 8th, 5 p.m., Kipp Academy, St. Mary's, to kick off another football season at Manning Field. Coach, once again, thank you as always for taking the time.
Great to see you.
We're out of here. Thank you.
Thanks, my man.
All right.